Welcome to Animator, the very powerful and popular post-processor that has been around since the early 90s. GNS Animator is brought to you by CDH. In this section, we will be covering the creation and manipulating and the options of curve data. Getting history data and plotting curves is one of the main tasks in post-processing finite element results. There are two ways to create curve data within Animator. One is File, Open, and then select the Curve tab. In this case, Section 1 is a curve data specification, basically solver and all that, and Section 2 are the scan results. In other words, the contents of the actual curve. The other way is within Animator. In this case, I right-click, select Identify, History, and I'll take a total displacement. I'm selecting a few nodes, and then I will right-click to enter. That will display the curve. And as you can see, the curves are kind of thin, but we will address that later. I'll hit Tile View and then Animate. As you can see, the nodes that I selected are highlighted and animating along with the vehicle. Let's look at just a few of the options available within the curve menu inside Animator. In this case, I filled the screen with the curve window. Select the curve and then right-clicked, and this will display all the options available to you. As you can see, there are many. You can also output or save a curve, and what will be displayed next are the different formats that the curve will be saved as. And again, as you can see, there's quite a few. Okay, back to where we were. In this case, what I want to do is thicken this line. So after right-clicking, I'm going to go down to Properties. As you can see, again, many options. You can change color. In this case, what I want to do is thicken it, or the width. I'm going to bump it up to 4 or 5 and hit Apply. As you can see there, the curve has gotten much fatter. If you select it again, it'll deselect the curve. And as you can see in the upper right corner, there's a list of every curve created. Okay, back to where we were. First, I'm going to do a little cleanup. All the nodes I identified, I can either manually move their label up and out of the way, or there's a button to slide all the labels you have over to the right. Now, to get rid of this, I actually created a button that erases everything I selected, but the actual keyboard command is IDE identify RES, reset. I'm going to tile the views, and as you can see, in addition to the curves we created, there were already existing curves. Now, every curve that gets created gets put in a list inside of Animator. As you can see, there's quite a bit of information with each and every curve. Now, the list itself actually is very important for other functions within Animator. If you right-click on a curve, you will see all the options you have available to you for that curve. Options like adding it to different views or into its own window, or saving. In this particular exercise, I'm just going to grab a couple curves, right-click, and put them in their own view. The view is created. I'm just going to get the list out of the way, and now we can do a few more things with this. There are many tools at your disposal with curves inside of Animator, but in this example we're going to do some basic math. I've turned on the calculator and I'm going to turn on the list. Now with the calculator, I'm going to make sure that it's set for curve, and what we're going to do is add one curve to the other. Just some basic math, but you can see there are multiple functions. So single click on the curve, you'll see it'll be displayed. I'll hit add, and select the other curve. And both curves are represented. And I'm going to put them in their own view so we can see the resulting curve. And there it is. So get things out of the way. You've seen this before, but I'm just going to make it more visible. Fatten it up. And there we go. Now, you also have a few other options of selection for curves inside of Animator. One is click on the list. You'll see it's displayed there. Or you can drag and drop. So you get three methods of selection: the curve or the list or drag and drop. And again, we put it in its own curve view, and I'm just going to repeat and fatten this guy up so you can see it. So the calculator is very robust and the curve menu is very, very robust. So in conclusion, we just scratched the surface of what's available to you in the curve menu. Animator strives to be the best. We want the most accurate images, the robust calculator, and the ability to put it in a PowerPoint report. Thank you for your attention on this, and please feel free to contact us if you want a trial license or have any questions.